Incoming. There it is. That's my dinner right there. All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99, back with another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Zhang Weili dominates Tatiana Suarez, man. Man, this was crazy, man. Like, really, 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 like, this was a scenario that was in the far back of my mind, and I didn't really see this one playing out like this, man. But, hey, shout out to both fighters. Shout out to Tatiana Suarez, especially, man, for, just being a warrior to come back after such a long layoff and take on a big task. Yeah, granted, like I said before, I think that, Tatiana could have taken the time, but who knows what time clock she's on right now. So she took the opportunity, went in there, and I mean, hey, she got dominated. She got dominated, plain and simple. Hey, I can accept that. I picked Tatiana to win. It was like a spin the wheel type of pick. It was either going to be Zhang Weili by decision. I could have seen that easily, or Tatiana Suarez winning. And the reason I did pick Tatiana, I just thought that her wrestling and her strength would have been too much for Weili, and I thought Weili, of course, having the better tools, would have been able to outstrike. But man, like Weili, she came with the IQ this time. That was the deciding factor. Coming with the IQ and coming in there executing really solid wrestling and a good showcase of physical strength in this fight. So yeah, Weili is definitely one of the best strawweights of all time right now. Definitely got to give her credit for this win. She dominated. I mean, wow. I didn't expect it to be a dominant win, even if she did win. Like, I thought it was going to be, maybe like a split decision or a hard-earned decision. But this one here, man, she earned it in the gym and came in and made it look easy in the cage. So much respect to Weili for this one, man. So I enjoyed the fight. First of all, I got to say, look, I enjoyed every minute of it. When I'm watching Weili now and just watching her flow and grow, I'm not really like a big comic book person, but she kind of reminds me of the character Doomsday. Doomsday, the character Superman that killed Superman. He's like, when he dies, he comes back stronger, or he comes back with that person's superpower. That's kind of what it's been like for Weili. Since she rose to the top, then she lost to Rose a couple of times. She came back almost better with those similar strengths that like Rose had, or some of those close fights with Joanna. Like, her striking's just gotten really better, and like even her IQ and her decision making, it really showed up in her last 2-3 fights. Especially this one. She was just doing what she had to do. Like, she didn't get caught up in like trying to give Tatiana anything. She knew hers was better, which was crazy. I mean, going back to the first round right away, you could see the speed difference. This was the only round that Tatiana won, but first round, you could see like the speed difference right away. Like Weili just, stepping in and out and just showcasing like her foot movement. And then, Zhang Weili took a chance to step in with the right hand. And Tatiana Suarez, good timing on her. She saw the right hand coming. She ducked, level change, got the first takedown. But it was a struggle. It was a struggle for her to keep Zhang Weili down. Zhang Weili was on her back for the majority of the round, but Zhang Weili did really well fighting off her back, just staying active, staying squirmy, got back to her feet. Then Suarez tried to lock in a guillotine. She went to her left and escaped it. So I was like, okay, I like what's going on here. Weili is showing some different levels on the ground, and then getting back to the ground, Weili ends on top, and she ends her position with ground and pound. So some people could argue that Weili won that round, but I give it to Suarez off ground control. But yeah, definitely Zhang Weili was making it hard for Tatiana to win the round. And that's the first thing I said, like, okay, when Suarez got her down and Zhang Weili just didn't accept bottom position, and she was just moving, and she was, bucking and landing shots, and she finished the round on top and landed some damaging blows on Suarez's left eye. I said Suarez is in for a long night. Suarez is in for a long night. And then going into the second round, it was just a different round. Suarez went to shoot. Weili, she scrambled, winds up on top, lands some hard ground and pound on Suarez. Suarez, man, she was just getting, pieced up on the ground. Like, she was eating some big shots. And when it went back to the feet, you could just see that speed and strength difference. Back on the feet, you could just see like the footwork was really starting to baffle Suarez. Suarez couldn't get the timing down. And you just see Weili stepping in and out, landing a good 1-2 on Suarez. Suarez went to shoot at one point, and it was just like a naked shoot. And I was already like, man, I think she might be lost. Like, I already saw it. Like, the first time was with the takedown where she struggled to keep Weili down. Then in the second round when she just did that naked shoot, like she was kind of panicking, I was like, I don't think she's gonna get she's gonna get it. And then Weili winds up on top again to finish off the second round and get some good ground and pound in. The third round, Weili started off sharp again on the feet, backing Suarez up, just backing her up, with those unpredictable strikes. She landed a good right-left combo. She landed like a good hard right hand, left foot combo, but it was that big right hand in the middle in the center of the cage that stunned Suarez. Suarez got a good chin. She handled that shot well, man, but it had her drunk for a minute. It definitely had her drunk. But as the round went on, man, like as Suarez tried to grapple with Weili, it was just too much because as time went on, the sweats coming, submissions are kind of a thing of the submissions were miles away from here. The submissions were just mile away. It was just going to get harder for her here because Weili was just doing so much better, with their inside game too, on the ground. Whenever it would go back to the feet in the clinch, Weili's landing knees to the, to the belly. And, she's just overall out muscling Tatiana Suarez. So up to round 3, it was 2-1 here, but momentum and damage is definitely favoring Zhang Weili at this point. And then don't forget the knee too. Like the knee got busted up. I think it was like second round. After the second round, like I don't know how it like split. I guess it was from those oblique kicks from Zhang Weili, stomping on the knee a couple of times. But that was another thing, that had me worried about Tatiana. I thought that leg might give out, but she stayed in the fight, man. But round 4, man, Weili just opened up with, good striking from the outside and then landed some good shots on the inside. She went from outside strikes, good right hands, and she went on the inside, some dirty boxing. And then Weili took down Suarez in the 4th round. That right there had to really, really humiliate Tatiana Suarez when she got taken down. When Suarez went in and she got tripped and taken down and winds up on the bottom from Weili here. And then the way Weili had her down, with that leverage, like she's holding her down with her right. And then, Weili's got her legs sprawled out for leverage. And then she's landing hard left hand. So it was almost like it was just like Suarez didn't belong in there that night. She just didn't belong in there last night, the way Weili was wailing on her, So it was crazy. And at that point, after eating that ground and pound, Weili just out grappling, almost locks in an arm triangle. And I thought Suarez was going to give out. I thought she was just waiting until she went to sleep, or she was just waiting to tap because she just sat there for a minute like she didn't know what to do. Then finally she gets free, but it was like over 3 minutes of ground control time here. And just to see Weili adapt and own this round, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. This was crazy. But then last round, Weili, she keeps the momentum going, lands a big right hand to open the round on Suarez, stuns her again. She's just landing at will here. I was really impressed with the dirty boxing and the takedown defense from Weili here. Even her balance, like her balance at this point, when Suarez tried to get another takedown attempt, Weili bouncing around on one leg. Not since Joanna have we seen takedown defense as good, So I was really impressed with just her athleticism, whether she wanted to fight on the ground, she would get a takedown, or she would scramble on top. If she wanted to stay standing when Suarez would shoot at her, she stayed standing. She would sprawl against the cage, or she would bounce on that one foot and she would keep her balance. So great balance in this fight too, man. So just getting back to the feet after the takedown and then getting her, getting the reversal on Suarez again and just beating her up was like, it was just like the icing on the cake at this point. She had top position and was landing some hard left hands on Tatiana Suarez to end the round, just beating her up, man. Just a straight beating, I had it 49-46. If you had it 50-45, I really can't argue with that. But, I did give that round to Suarez for the ground control time in the first round. But yeah, just a great performance by Weili, man. Like I said, I'm definitely not mad at this. Like, I'm not like most people out here where, we will make excuses for fighters. No, I picked Suarez. I picked her because I thought that, her wrestling was going to be a big game changer in this fight. And, Weili might be reckless or make bad decisions. But with Weili's tools and good decision making, that makes her a deadly fighter. And I'll admit that that's going to make her one of the most dangerous strawweights of all time. And it might make her the most dominant, if she continues to stay at 115. So, yeah, great fight for Weili, great performance. It definitely makes me more excited about what she can do for the division, as far as even, going as high as Joanna's title defense reign, if she wants to stick around for that, which she should. And just watching her evolve as a fighter is fun too. It's really fun to watch Weili. So it's a win-win for me. Like I said, it was a spin of the wheel. If I had to pick Suarez, because I like Suarez, or Weili by decision, but in the very back of my mind, I've talked about this, in other videos where I was saying, if Weili, if Suarez comes back, there's got to be that middle growth in there where she fights a Lemos, Dern, or Jandiroba. And that was probably her downfall. To not get one of those fights. And I'm not saying that was her fault, but maybe the UFC wanted to put together, something bigger, since, the UFC 312 card on paper didn't look like it was the best card, so they probably said, all right, we need a big matchup for Weili. She can't fight Valentina. We're going to go ahead and make the Suarez fight, where, again, it didn't benefit Suarez in the end. In the end, it just didn't benefit her. But for Suarez's part, I'm sure she's still a great wrestler. But yeah, man, these times are changing, man. These times are changing where girls are evolving. Even Verna's surpassing her right now. Jan is surpassing her. So I just think it's really a coin toss right now. Like, with the injuries she's faced and the way this knees are looking, I don't know how long she's going to be out again. Should she retire? Can she come back and build to the point where she's a complete fighter and catch up with fighters like Verna and them? I don't know. That's a big question. Will she fight for the title again? That's another big question right there. I don't know right now, so I hate to see it for her like that. Sometimes it turns out like that, though, where fighters miss their chance because, life happens. So, yeah, no disrespect, man. People need to stop disrespecting Suarez like this. Like, if you're going to give a fighter credit like Weili, you got to give the opponent credit that she was fighting. Like, people keep saying Suarez is a bad fighter. Well, that means Zhang Weili didn't fight anybody then, right? See, I think Suarez is a great wrestler, and Zhang Weili proved to be a great fighter by beating a great wrestler. And that's how you become a great fighter, by beating great fighters, So don't downplay one fighter just to make your fighter look good. That's just a little advice for simps out there. If y'all want to show love to your fighter, you got to respect their opponent. And Zhang Weili and Tatiana Suarez, if they can dap it up and show some love, y'all got to respect these fighters. But yeah, man, I'm going to come back on maybe for a live. We'll see. I just wanted to drop my thoughts on this one here. Shout out to Suarez again, man. I hope she just takes the time off and heals up. This fight was, a killer for her. But yeah, shout out to the number one pound for pound strawweight right now, Zhang Weili. Guys, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.